Back to Florida in a case that has gripped the nation. Defendant Rosa, he's 15 now, but was 13 when police say he stabbed his mother to death as a nod to the Friday the 13th character Jason. What's at issue is his confession, whether this was knowing, intelligent, and voluntary when he spoke to police and said that, yeah, he did this, stabbed her in the throat, stabbed her in the back, went and got the knife from the kitchen. He's very calm and cool and collected in the interview, but in the courtroom, you'll see him plugging his ears, acting like it's unbearable to hear him talk about what he did. Let's go back in.
We'll let you wash them in due time, okay? Okay. No, straight. No, straight. Yeah, I'm sorry, straight. Now you can make a left. Okay, make a left. And right in this room right here. Oh, excuse me.
One thing, you said it was your online friend, right? What type of concept do you have? You play or is that a computer? I play a couple of consoles. There's an Xbox in the living room. I have a Switch in my room. I have a VR headset in my own gym. Okay. What type of games do you play? Mostly fighting or shooting games. Like what? Fortnite, Call of Duty. Fortnite, Call of Duty, yeah. What's your gamer tag? You just said Stock Tree. What is it called? Stock Tree 1990. Why did you just pick that?
Can you spell that for me?
Yes.
Go.
STOCK. No space. Capital C.
No space?
No space. Capital C.
Okay.
REE. 1 9 1.
Another 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
0.
Okay, so that's it. Stock Tree 1990, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we'll take it back. Did you call anybody else other than your friend? Or no one? Okay. Did you post anything on social media? No, I don't think so. Oh, you did not? Okay. Do you have social media? I have Discord. Discord? Yeah. That's like a video game thing, right? What's Discord? It's like WhatsApp. WhatsApp? Okay.
That's Discord, DISCORD?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your username on that?
Him, H-I-M.
Capital H-I-M? Okay. Underscore?
Yeah.
Okay. Forever? Okay, do you have Instagram?
No.
No? Do you have WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have Facebook, right?
I just put it.
Okay, Facebook?
I'll use it. I just need it from my headset.
Okay, what's your screen name on Facebook?
I use this my name.
Your name?
Yeah, Rosa.
All straight?
Yes. No space.
No space?
Space.
Derek, D-R-I-K?
D-E-R-E-K.
Oh, I'm sorry. Derek, space, Rosa?
Yes.
Okay, and no, nothing in between, just a space.
The only space.
Okay.
How old are you here? 13. What grade is that? I forgot. 8th grade. 8th grade? Yes. Okay. When the police got there, did you say anything to the police?
Okay, let's talk some more about this. So this is a defendant who was barely 13. I mean, he had just turned 13 years old at the time of the incident at issue. the stabbing of his mother, Irina Garcia. His defense team is saying that he didn't have the intelligence and the experience in life to be able to give a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary confession. But the state of Florida's position is that he did. So let's go through this with our legal analyst guest, attorney Randolph Rice, who was explaining this to us just a short time ago. So for anyone just tuning in, Randolph, you touched on this earlier, but I have a few more facts I want to introduce. Some reporting done by local10.com, one of the local stations in Miami, who's been following this case, saying that this kid was an A student, had no learning disabilities, that the detective had already testified. We know he was wide awake, not tired, appeared very coherent. And the testimony from this detective during this suppression hearing also included him telling the court that he took extra care in explaining the Miranda rights to this young man to make sure that he understood what was going on. And then he gives the waiver. Randolph, do you think what was done was enough here? Essentially, do you think the judge is going to ultimately let this in?
I do think he's going to let this in, and those are really important factors because the intelligence level shows that he has the ability to comprehend what the detectives are telling him. There are a lot of other standards or procedures that the officers must follow. For example, they must use very simple language, not complicating language, which they seem to have done here. The one thing I'm going to be interested to hear is, did they have an adult present or a lawyer present during this interrogation?
Ooh, good question. Good question, Randolph Rice. Thank you so much for the legal analysis this morning. Maybe we'll get the answer to that question as this hearing rolls on. Friends at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in Florida in just a moment, also in Connecticut as well. We thank you for watching Court TV Live. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. It's a busy Tuesday morning. For just now joining us, we thank you for that. Let me get you caught up on the trials we are tracking. So in Connecticut, we're getting ready for Raul Valley to appear in court any minute now to face those lesser charges. What are we going to see? Are we going to see them pick a trial date for the manslaughter charge? Are we going to see a plea? Now, we have been court ordered to hold our live stream until the hearing concludes. So, of course, we don't want to upset the judge. We're going to follow that court order, and we'll bring it to you as soon as it's over. In Texas, we're moments away from the opening statements kicking off in the trial that many around the country have been waiting to see, the trial of Officer Adrian Gonzalez. So he's a school police officer, served in the Uvalde School District, and he's being brought to trial on criminal charges pertaining to his response with that massacre. You see a live look there at the courtroom. We're going to show you this whole trial once it starts. And we've got the suppression hearing going on in a stunning case in Florida with defendant Derek Rosa. This kid was 13 when he stabbed his mother to death and confessed to it. Now his defense team is trying to keep the confession out of his upcoming trial. Let's go back in together now.
Now you were asked about my sister. You asked about your sister? Yes, sister was in there. I said my sister. Did you say anything else? So you were about to tell me the why. Why did you kill your mother? Do I have to say no?
Yeah, get it off your chest. Absolutely.
Can I wait for a little bit?
Okay, at this point, you want a lawyer?
Maybe not.
We can't. No, listen. Just so you understand, okay? You have mentioned or asked us, should you wait for a lawyer? We're not here to advise you on whether to talk to a lawyer or not. That decision is yours, okay? But if you are requesting a lawyer at this point, we can't interview you any further. You understand? We have to stop the interview.
Okay.
Do you want us to stop the interview?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then this interview will end right now.
It is 3:05 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, Detective, so I have some questions about what we just watched. Was the defendant able to recall the usernames for some of his applications on his phone?
Yes, the ones that he had, yeah, he remembered them all.
And was he able to spell out the usernames for you?
Yes.
In your view, at the end of this video recording, did Derek Rosa invoke his right to have a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. And was it clear to you, based on his invocation, that he understood that he had a right to a lawyer?
Absolutely, yes.
Based on his invocation, was it clear to you that he knew he could stop the interview at any time?
Yes.
When he mentioned waiting for a lawyer, did you immediately essentially stop the interview?
I informed him basically that he had requested a lawyer, that if it was his intent to voluntarily stop the interview, which he said yes. At that point, he wasn't questioned anymore.
Why didn't you try to convince him that he should keep speaking to you?
Because he had the right to have an attorney at that point when he requested one, and I was not going to violate his rights.
When he said to you, "Can I wait for a lawyer?" why didn't you tell him, "Well, you can wait, but it'd be better for you to tell us now"? Why didn't you say something like that?
That wouldn't have been proper. He appeared a little confused at that point, whether he was looking for guidance from me to give him an answer or something, and I just took that as he was invocating his right to remain silent.
In your view, does this invocation of his rights show that he understood what his rights were?
100%, yes.
Do you have any question about that?
No.
When he invoked his rights, did he do it clearly?
Yes.
Was there any ambiguity in your question, do you want us to stop the interview, and his answer, yes? Was there anything ambiguous about that?
No.
Now, after you stop the questioning, do you immediately turn off your body-worn camera?
I believe I did, but it stayed on accidentally.
So just so I understand that, you have the belief that you had turned it off, but you now know that it had remained on. Is that accurate?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Now, so the remainder of the video, and there's about 2 minutes or so left, was that period of time a period of time you believed was not being recorded because you thought you turned it off?
Yes.
Okay. Now, understanding that you believed your video monitor was off, did your demeanor towards Derek Rosa change at all?
No.
Did you try to continue questioning him?
No.
Did you try to shame him or humiliate him, anything like that?
No.
What do you do?
I just went on my normal business.
Okay. Do you step outside the interview room to give him some privacy?
Yes.
And do you consult with Rachel Morales-Gellis about the next steps of the investigation?
Yes.
Okay. Detective, I'm going to show you what's marked for identification and for showing the defense 1B. Detective, I'm showing you 1B for identification. Are you familiar with the custodian of record forms?
Yes.
Does this custodian of record form have the City of Hialeah Communications Director as the applicant?
Yes, she is a supervisory employer, yes.
And is the case number that appears in the body the case number for the death investigation for Irina Garcia?
Yes.
Okay. And is this for the 911 audio recording?
Yes, it is.
I ask that it be admitted. Okay.
The state seeks to admit this document. Do you object?
We do not, Your Honor.
Thank you. Admitted.
Exhibit 1B, marked right.
All right, so what is going to happen in this case? Is the judge going to allow this confession to come in? You hear this defendant, and he sounds very clear-headed and intelligent. He's explaining exactly what he did, how he did it. His defense team is trying to say that he has a lack of intelligence and a lack of experience that would make this confession not knowing, voluntary, and intelligent, as is required by law. And then on the other side of this, you know that this is an A student, according to local reporting from local10.com in Miami. He has no learning disability. Same outlet reported that. We know the detective said he was wide awake, extremely coherent. He slowly explained everything to him and that he had a valid understanding of his rights. So who's right here? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in our guests. I want to welcome in former law enforcement officer and domestic violence expert Claudia King and retired district attorney Josh Markey. Good morning to you both and Happy New Year. Claudia, I'll begin with you. So it all starts with that detective in the room asking the questions to this very young man, just turned 13. Talk to us, please, about how you think this officer handled the situation.
Good morning, Julie and Josh. I think that this officer handled the situation very, very well. And I think that's clear by what we heard in the end of the interview when he did mention an attorney and the officer was very clear in his explanation. You know, I can't advise you, but here's your options. And the defendant made a clear option. And to me, that shows that he knows what's going on. And I think the other thing that shows the officer did a really good job here is what happened after he thought the video was off. Nothing changed. And so I think that speaks to his doing a good job as well.
That's a good point, Claudia. Thank you. Josh Markey, of course, I want to talk to you about the legal positions here. We know both sides are pretty far apart on who's right here. The judge is going to have to make the decision. Tell us what you're thinking as you're watching this case without a horse in the race. Who do you think is right?
Well, you have a particularly difficult situation because in this case you have an unusually intelligent teenager who is at the time 13. Texas is a little unusual in other states in that adult prosecutions can begin as early as age 10, although what happens to them when they turn 17 is different. So the defense attorney is going to try to pump up the more childlike aspects and say, oh, this was way, way too complicated. You couldn't possibly have understood it. But the fact of the matter is, in so many of the interactions we're seeing, the officer is taking the time to explain it. And although it can be complicated, in another way, it's pretty straightforward, which is, hey, you don't have to talk if you don't want to. You can provide, a lawyer will be provided. And at the end, we saw when just the mere inquiry of, well, do you want a lawyer now? And it was just a couple of words. He said, I think I do. Boom, that officer shut down any further inquiry. But this is the dance that goes on in order that the prosecution has to do. The defense will try to claim that their client is, not of sound mind or too young, can't understand it. The words are too complicated. And if the police, if they're doing their job right, will have clicked every box to show that it is a knowing, voluntary statement that the statements they're making are are voluntary and intelligent. In other words, they know what they're saying and that they know the possible consequences of them.
Really helpful legal insight, Josh Marquis. Thank you for that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep talking about this case. We just need to hit a quick break. If you're just now joining us, this is a young man that police say murdered his mother as a nod to the Friday the 13th character Jason. And he was only 13 years old at the time. We're going to hear the 911 call when we come back. Plus, I want to show you a live look at the courtroom in Texas right now. There's the defendant. He's a police officer. He served in Uvalde, Texas. He was working for the school district. His name is Adrian Gonzalez. And he's getting ready to go on trial as the state has charged him, accusing him of an inadequate response to the massacre. We'll be right back.
I'm going to ask you a lot of intensely personal questions.
From the crime scene to the courtroom, this is Victim to Verdict.
Everyone has this heightened sense of anticipation.
What a day here at Court TV.
Fireworks both inside and outside the courthouse.
Let the cameras roll.
Now.
I woke up, went to the kitchen. I grabbed one of the kitchen knives, and then I went to her room, and then I ate. It's okay, you can say it. You killed her? All right.
We are following the case of Derek Rosa. The facts are stunning. This young man had just turned 13 years old when police say he decided to murder his mother. What's more is prosecutors are alleging that he had a fascination with blood and gore and committed this murder in order to show friends photos of his mother's dead body. That is the allegation. It's really stunning. Let's listen now to the 911 call.
Can we just speak English?
I speak English. How can I help you?
Can you bring the police over here where I live?
What is your address?
I don't know my address.
Okay. Do you live there?
I live here.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license, or do you have something that came on the mail that you might be able to get the address?
13. I'm only 13.
Okay. Can you find something that came on the mail? Any letter, any newspaper, any magazine?
Miss, I'm sorry. But Miss, I saw my mom.
Okay. So do you live in a house or apartment?
I live in an apartment.
What's your apartment number?
I don't really know. I know that on the door of the apartment, it says 201 on the door of the apartment.
201?
Yeah, on the door of the apartment.
Okay. Are you by yourself with your mom?
Yeah, no, my baby sister's here, so she's sleeping.
Okay, you're there with your sister?
So my mom died, I told her.
How did you kill your mom?
I grabbed the knife from the kitchen, and while she was sleeping, I stabbed her in the throat and in the back.
Okay, where is the knife right now?
I put it, let me check, wait. I put it on the floor inside of the, wait, no, where is it? I can't find the knife.
You can find it. Where is your sister?
She's in the crib sleeping. I don't have her.
How old is your sister?
She's only a week old.
Okay, and you did not touch her, correct?
No, I did not touch her. I didn't want to touch my sister.
Okay, and what is your name?
Derek Rosa.
Derek Rosa?
R-E-K.
Derek, how old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
You're 13?
My knife is in my room.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my pajamas, a long sleeve navy blue top with long sleeves, and then pants that are blue with a pattern on it.
Okay, I need you to go out and find me your address, because I don't know where you are right now, okay?
Okay, I'll try to find a mail.
Okay, try to find a mail, please, can you?
I'll try. I'm pretty sure that my mom knows.
Okay, can you try to get it, please? I need to know if your mom is breathing.
She said it. She knows it.
Okay, when did you do that?
Blood all over the floor.
Okay, when did you kill your mom?
I just didn't want to be here no more. I didn't want to be alive no more. My stepdad, he has 2 guns. He has Glock 19 and he also has a Beretta something.
Is your stepdad?
He has Glock 19 with him.
Does your stepdad live there with you?
The Beretta, I have the gun with me. I was going to shoot myself, but I didn't want to.
Okay, your stepdad there with you?
My what?
Your stepfather.
No, he's a truck driver, and he's got his truck far away.
And do you have guns in the house?
Only one, but he has another one with him.
Okay, so you have where is the gun right now?
It's in the living room. I loaded it. I pulled back the slide, but I did not shoot.
Okay, the gun is locked or it's in the living room somewhere?
No, I have it right here on the couch. Do I get rid of the bullet? Not shoot it. Pull back the slide.
Do not touch anything. Okay, leave everything how it is. I need you to give me the address. Can you give me the address?
Yes. I'll go to my mom's and want her to find it in the door.
Okay, Derek.
Here. Someone's got my mom. What do I do?
Don't pick up. I need you to give me your address. That's what I need.
Okay. I'll try to find it. Wait. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to look for it.
Do you think there's something that we can do for your mom, Derek?
I'm trying for my mom.
Yes.
I'm looking through her toys right now. Can't find anything. Can I see my dad's name?
You have the name?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What is his name?
It's Frank Ramos. Frank space Ramos.
Okay. Derek, I need to get your date of birth.
My date of birth? August 26, 2010.
2010?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me your address, please? Your correct address?
I'm so sorry, but I can't really find it. I'm sad my heart is.
It's okay, not a problem. I need to know that you don't have any guns or any knives with you.
There's a knife in my room and there's a gun in the living room.
Okay, I need you to stay away from them. Can you put them in a safe place away from where the officers can see them? Can you put them away?
So what do I do?
No.
Shit, I'm sorry. I thought somebody fell in the chair in the garden.
What happened?
Something fell from my mom's room and it scared me.
Something fell from what, sir?
It was, she had some handbags and one of her handbags fell.
Okay, not a problem. I need you to put everything away, okay? I don't have anything in your hand.
Okay, so I can have that one in my hand?
You can have your phone in your hand, yes, you can.
I think I might have found this mail.
Okay, what does the mail say?
Address. I think I found it.
May I have it, please?
I don't know how to read it though.
That's fine, just give me numbers. Whatever you see.
I see higher.
One thing is for sure, this defendant does not want to hear what he said on that dreadful day. Let's talk about this. What's your reaction to hearing that? Hit us up on social media. Let us know your thoughts. I want to get some thoughts from my guests on the show today. Claudia King and Josh Marquis are with us. Claudia, what were you thinking as you were listening to the first portion of this?
Very disturbing, absolutely disturbing. And what I found interesting, though, was at the very beginning, he said something about, I'm only 13. So it's almost like he was already trying to sort of set up that I'm just a kid here, you know, don't do anything bad to me, I'm only 13. But then as the conversation continues, as he continues to claim he can't find his address, he's very articulate in talking about what kind of guns that are there and what clothes he's wearing and, you know, all the other questions that he's being asked. So it's just very odd to me that he doesn't know his address, and then when he finds something, he's saying there at the end, you know, oh, I can't read it. So I kind of feel like he's delaying, you know, the officers getting there, because everything else he was so clear and articulate on.
Right, Claudia. Yeah, he's not 5, and I think some 5-year-olds do know their home address. Yeah, I thought that might have been a lie there. Josh, what do you think about that, him not knowing his address or pretending not to know? What do you say?
Well, when you combine it with all the other things that are going on, he's clearly very much in control. He's a 13-year-old boy, and the police officers know that they have got to get a knowing, intelligent, voluntary statement from him. The mere fact that he, for example, forgets where his address, he's going through an incredibly traumatic event for an adult, for a child, for anybody. And I think the police officers here, I supervised officers in dozens and dozens of cases like this, and I would be very proud of my officers if they went to the extent that these officers have done, because the statements that we're hearing now are going to be solid gold when it comes to the trial, if there is a trial.
Yeah, definitely, Josh. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot that you're saying that these officers did incredible work here, going to the lengths that they went to make sure this young man understood the situation he was in and the rights that he has. And then also when you think about, he confesses to the detective, we know that, but then also on the 911 call, he admits it there as well. So this defense team, you know, might win a battle, but might lose the war, because one way or another, this jury is probably going to find out that he made an admission here. Josh and Claudia, stand by, please. There's more to this 911 call. We're going to play it for you next. Also letting you know that the opening statements are set to begin any minute now in Texas in the Uvalde school massacre case. Here is a live look at the courtroom. This is the defendant. He is a school resource officer who is charged with failing to properly respond to this shooting. I'm interested to hear the particulars of the charges, the arguments, the state's position here. This is a man who served for a long time there and now is suddenly finding himself on the other side of the law. He didn't cause the massacre. He wasn't part of the shooting plan. He was responding. So let's be clear why he's here this morning. We'll get a look together at the opening statements a little bit later on Court TV. Oh, and we got some video fresh in of Raul Valley just arriving to court. So this is a young man who was acquitted of murdering a fellow high schooler, and now he's set to face manslaughter charges. Let's get you back in the courtroom in Florida. This is a suppression hearing to keep out the confession made by defendant Derek Rosa. The allegation is that he stabbed his mother more than 40 times as a nod to the Friday the 13th character Jason. Let's hear more of this young man's 911 call.
Okay. Do I say that this room with a gun or no? No. Do not touch anything. Do not touch anything. I don't want you to have anything in your hands, okay? Okay.
Okay, so I dropped the mail.
You can put the mail to the side. Just have your phone with you, okay? Just stay with me on the line. Where is your sister? Your sister still there?
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping, okay.
Miss, what do I do if you wake up?
If you wake up, just let me know. I need to know. Do you think we can help your mom?
Miss, she's dead. I stabbed her.
You stopped her.
I stabbed her more than 5 times, and my stepdad's calling me. Do I answer?
No, stay with me on the line to the office and get her. I'm sending you out.
Okay. Miss, do I sit in the living room or not?
Stay in the living room. Stay there where you are. Do not touch anything else.
Okay, miss. Miss,
Yes, Derek.
I have more family members. They can take care of my sister.
I understand. Your sister will be in good hands, okay? Let's just worry about you now, okay, Derek?
Okay. Miss,
Yes.
I took pictures and I told my friends about the setback.
You told who about it?
My friends.
Your friends? Did you send pictures to your friends? So what you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the officers, Derek?
Wait a minute, you're ready to
Do not go.
I see officers. Do I leave?
No, do not leave. Do not leave. Stay there where you are in your apartment. I'm going to tell you when you can come out, okay? Do not have anything in your hands, Derek, okay?
I'm gonna stay in my living room.
Stay in your living room. Only have your cell phone, okay? Stay with me on the line.
Okay, miss. Miss,
Yes, Derek.
I touched a lot of things in the house. That was bad. Was that bad?
That's okay. That's not a problem, Derek, okay? That's not a problem. Just stay with me on the line, okay? Why did you do this to your mom? Can you tell me why?
I guess I didn't want to be here. I was going to kill her and then kill myself and not kill my sister, but I didn't want to kill myself. And I'm sorry for killing my mom. I'm sorry for killing my mom. My stepdad's calling my mom. I can hear the phone.
Okay, do not pick up the phone. Just stay with me on the line. Concentrate, okay? Stay with me.
Okay.
Thank you, Derek. Derek, do you need fire rescue? You hurt?
No, I'm not going to lose the blood on my hand.
You have blood in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay, stay with me on the line, okay?
Okay. Miss, how did this take so fast?
Because this is a life-threatening emergency, Derek, so we get to places fast. We're going to help you, okay? We're going to help you and your sister, okay?
Okay.
Stay with me on the line, Derek, okay?
Okay.
Who did you send the pictures to, Derek?
My friend, I don't know his real name because he is an online friend, so I play with a lot. I didn't delete the pictures off my phone, but I sent them to him. And I told him I was sorry, and then I said goodbye. Goodbye to him.
I understand. We're going to help you, Derek, okay? The officers are there to help you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Stay with me on the line.
Okay, miss. Okay.
Derek, stay with me on the line, okay? How you doing? You okay?
I'm okay. I'm really sad.
I understand, Derek. We're here to help you, okay? We're going to help you. We're going to help your sister, okay?
Okay.
I know you didn't mean to do none of that you did, okay?
Okay.
We just want to make sure that you're okay.
I'm okay. My mom doesn't believe that.
I understand that. We're going to try to see if we can still help her.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, man.
Just stay with me on the line. Just wait, stop.
Okay. was here, so she's probably not awake.
Okay.
I'm standing here in the living room with the door unlocked. Should I lock the door?
No, just leave the door locked. Just make sure you don't have anything in your hand. Nothing at all, okay?
My phone.
Okay,
I don't have phone. I don't have phone.
that's fine. That's perfect, okay? Stay with me on the line.
Okay. Okay.
Remember, we're just there to help you, okay?
Okay.
We're not going to do open or you're knocking the door? Okay.
Look, keep it open.
Stay with me on the line. Do not open. Liz, Derek, do not open until I tell you to, okay?
Okay, don't want to open it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you have nothing in your hand.
I don't have my phone, so put my phone down.
Okay, do not put your phone down until I tell you to. I just want to make sure that you have nothing in your hands, no guns, no knives.
I don't have a gun or knife. I put the knife in my room, and then the gun is in the living room.
Okay, stay with me on the line. Do not open until I tell you to.
Okay, they're opening the door.
Do not open the door until I tell you to, okay?
They're opening it. They're opening it.
They're opening the door?
They moved the door handle and it was unlocked.
That's fine. Do not open until I tell you to open the door. And to make sure that you have nothing but your cell phone in your hand.
They're going to kill me.
No, they're not going to kill you, Derek. We're here to help you, okay? We're going to help your family, okay?
Okay.
Just stay with me on the line. I need to confirm that you have nothing other than your cell phone in your hand.
They're knocking on all the doors of other houses. I can hear them.
That's fine. I'm here to help you. I'm going to tell you when to open the door.
Okay.
Do not open the door.
Okay, Liz. Liz, just come outside. Let's come outside.
Okay, do not go outside, Derek. Stay with me on the line.
Okay.
Okay, just listen to me and stay with me. I'm here.
Okay.
Stay with me on the line, Derek. We're going to help you, okay? Just remember, we're only there to help you, not to hurt you, not to hurt your sister, to help you, okay?
Okay, Liz. Do open the door.
No, do not open the door. Just stay with me and keep paying attention to me, okay? You're doing good, Derek.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to keep confirming that you do not grab any knives or any guns, nothing on your hand or your cell phone.
Okay. Liz.
You're doing good, Derek.
Liz.
Yes.
My stepdad is a truck driver. And what is he going to do when he comes back home?
I don't know. Don't talk to him, Derek. Let's just worry right now about you and about your sister, and let's try to see if we can still help your mom, okay?
Okay.
Okay, that's what matters right now.
Okay. Well, I cut her neck. Cut her neck.
You got her neck?
Yeah.
Okay. What else did you stab her other than cutting her neck?
On her back and a couple times on her head.
Okay, just to confirm, you said the gun is in the sofa, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is so. It's so to do it. To touch it.
Do not touch anything. Do not touch anything. Okay?
And I'm standing in the living room.
Listen. Okay, listen, and you step outside, open the door slowly with your hands up, okay?
Okay, okay.
Leave the phone on speaker.
Put it on the floor.
Put the phone on the floor and go outside with your hands up in the air.
Okay, Liz.
Okay?
Come on.
Oh man, this case is something else, isn't it? We're going to continue hearing more of the 911 call and more from this suppression hearing. Also a live look at the opening statements moments away in Uvalde, Texas. We thank you for watching Court TV Live. school shooting that broke hearts around the country
and broke trust with law enforcement.
Now, the officer sworn to protect those students faces a jury.
The Uvalde School Massacre Trial. Live coverage today on Court TV. This week,
we kick off the year with an in-depth look at the country's biggest trials and true crime investigations for 2026.
Opening statements with Julie Grant. Mornings at 8, 7 Central on Court TV.
Back to court we go. The case of teenager Derek Rosa accused of stabbing his mother to death. We got the cross of the lead detective now.
Good afternoon, detective.
Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Sir, you are the lead detective in this case, correct?
Yes.
And you've been so since October 12th of 2023?
Yes.
That designation has not changed.
No.
And prior to being here today, you have also testified on this case under oath on 2 other occasions, right?
Yes.
Mr. Earl, I'm going to ask you to speak up a little bit, or
Sure, I can remain.
Proximity to that mic.
Sure, not a problem, not a problem. Thank you. Sir, you were agreeing that you testified on 2 prior occasions under oath in this case, correct?
Yes.
One was December 14th, 2023, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And the other one was April 21st during your deposition, right?
Yes.
Which I took,
Yes.
right? And during that deposition, you understood that obviously you were under oath and everything was being transcribed, right?
Yes.
And at the conclusion of that deposition, you chose, in fact, to read, right?
Yes.
The informal, and you want to say yes, but allow me to finish the question for the benefit of the transcription, okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, at that time, you chose to read the, let's call it informal transcript or transcript in preparation prior to it being finalized, right?
Yes.
And when you actually did that, you found that there were no errors in that transcript, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as the lead detective in this case, you are the repository for this entire file, right? Meaning you have viewed all of the supplemental reports.
Yes.
You have, according to your testimony, watched all the other body-worn cameras with the other officers, right?
Yes.
And you are familiar from beginning to end with everything that this case entails, right?
Yes.
Now, I remember when we saw each other in April of 2025, you mentioned, or you in fact changed slightly your supplemental report. Do you remember that? You made a correction to it?
It was a correction based on an interview that I did of the defendant's father, or is that what you're referring to?
That's the correction that you made. So,
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
and before we move forward today, are there any other corrections that you have to make either on that report or anything else that you've noticed during your review of this file?
No.
Is there anything that you brought here today to assist you in providing your testimony?
I have my supplement here.
Well, as you can see, we got some frozen video going on here. Don't know why, don't know what's happening. This was filmed yesterday. We're getting ready for court to start up in 10 minutes today. So this is a suppression hearing lasting multiple days. So maybe we'll get the video going again. I don't know. But what I do know is I've got 2 great guests standing by. I want to bring them in now. We're getting to that moment. We got to take a break anyway. So let's get some final thoughts on what the court is going to do here. Josh Marquis, I want to start with you, former district attorney. What do you think the court should do in terms of letting this confession come in?
It sounds to me as though the officers checked every box, did absolutely everything they should, acknowledging the relative youth of this young man, even though, from all we can tell, his IQ is substantially above that of an ordinary 13-year-old. We can see that, for example, when there was what in the law we call an equivocal invocation, meaning if the officer says, well, do you want to stop now? And the young man says, yeah, boom, the officer stops immediately. There's no pushing of the envelope. Now, if I'm the defense attorney, which I was for maybe 2 years of my 45 years as a trial lawyer, I would be trying to get all of this thrown out because it's incredibly damaging. I would try to paint my client as, you know, a child who's completely bewildered by this complex thing, but that is not what's coming across. And frankly, some of the most devastating evidence is coming in the very first part from the 911 operator, who's not even really interrogating him. He's not even in custody at that point.
Right, exactly, Josh. Yeah, so this seems to be coming in one way or another. Claudia, tell me, we know hindsight's always 20/20. Is there anything you can think of after having been listening to the way this detective managed the questioning? Is there anything you think that could have been done better?
I do think that the officer did an excellent job. The only thing maybe that could have been done differently is to have an adult present, but I completely understand why he didn't do that, and he's not required to. So, you know, that would definitely strengthen the prosecution's argument in this current situation, but it's not required legally, and I think that the prosecution will prevail in getting this statement in to the trial.